right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to continue this. Unfortunately, the original video was too long. All right, so here we go. The next problem is Darius measured the length of his car. The length was 450 centimeters. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. How many meters long is Darius's car? So we know it is 450 centimeters, and we want to know how many meters. So we are going from the fly to the horse. So we are going to divide, of course. Now, because there are 2 zeros here, when we divide, we move our decimal point to the left. So we're going to move our decimal point to the left 2 spaces. 1, 2. So my decimal point is now going to be right here, which is going to be 4.5. And that is B. All right, next one. Courtney has 12 pints of orange juice. There are 8 pints in 1 gallon. How many gallons of orange juice did she buy? So we've got 12 pints equals how many gallons? So we're going to do fly to horse, divide, of course. So I know I am going to have 1 because I know 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm not going to go over that. So I know I'm going to have 1 full gallon. And then I need to do 12 minus 8, which is 4, which means it will be 4/8 of a gallon. Well, I can simplify that. Divide by 2, which is 1/2. So this would be 1.5. But on our test, it would not take that. So I had to put it into my top heavy. So I'm going to multiply here and I'm going to add here. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 more is 12/8. Okay? All right, so the next one. Jacob served 64 cups of juice for breakfast guests at his restaurant. 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. How many quarts of juice did Jacob serve? So I'm going from 64 cups is how many quarts? All right, so fly to horse, divide, of course. So let's pull out my handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to do 64 divided by 4, which gives me 16. So it is 16 quarts. That's my answer. All right, next one. Michaela made cookies. She had 2 1/4 pounds of sugar before she started. So this is how much she started with. She used 1/2 pound of sugar for her cookies. So she used 1/2 pound. How much sugar does Michaela have left? So I know she had a total of 2 1/4. She used 1/2 a pound. So it's going to be subtraction. I think what many of you did, because you saw this of, I think many of you multiplied, because we've been talking about of meaning multiply. Unfortunately, in this one, it doesn't say that it was of her sugar or of that amount of sugar. So we don't multiply. That may have caught some of us up. So that may have been part of our problem. So if I want to do this, I need to make this into fourths. So I know this is going to be 2/4. So I'm going to have 2 1/4 minus 2/4. Oh, I can't do that, so I have to cross this out and borrow 1 from there, which is going to give me 5/4, and 5/4 minus 2/4 is 3/4, and 1 minus 0 is 1. So my answer is 1 3/4. So let me check that with my calculator. Probably would have been easier for me to just do it with my calculator the first time. All right, so I've got 2 is my unit, and then I've got 1 is my numerator, 4 is my denominator. I'm subtracting 1 from is my numerator, 2 is my denominator, and I get 1 3/4. All right, so that's my answer, is 1 3/4. But again, I could not put that in my Chromebook like that because my Chromebook told me I had to do it as a improper fraction. So I need to multiply here and add here. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 more is 7/4 is what I would have had to write it as. All right, let's go on to the back. Here we go. Bentley has a dog pen that's 144 inches long. There are 36 inches in 1 yard. How many yards is Bentley's pen? So it's 144 inches. Okay, so we're going to do 144 inches, and they want to know how many yards. So I'm doing fly to horse, divide, of course. So I'm going to do 144 divided by 36, because I know from here there are 36 inches in a yard, and it gives me 4. So it is 4 yards long. Okay. Celeste walked 24.5 kilometers this week for exercise. There are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. How many meters did Celeste walk? All right, so we have 24.5 kilometers is equal to how many meters? So I'm going to do that on my calculator because I can. So 24 is my unit, and 1 is my numerator, 2 is my denominator, and I'm going to multiply that by 1,000, and it gives me 24,500. Now I want to show you one more way that you could do this. So we know that 24.5 is the same as 24.5, because 1/2 is the same as 0.5. So when I'm dividing, I move my decimal place to the left. When I'm multiplying, I move my decimal place to the right. I know that there are 3 zeros in this, so I am going to move this 3 zeros over. So 1, 2, 3. So it's going to add a 0 and a 0, and that's where my decimal place would be. And then my comma would be here. So it is 24,500. Now, I created a bonus question for you just because I thought it would be fun. So here's my bonus question. Miss Tinker needs to make sure that she has enough food for Kyle. Kyle eats 4 cups of food a day. A cup is 8 ounces. There are 16 ounces in a pound. How many days will Miss Tinker be able to feed Kyle if she has a 28-pound bag of dog food? All right, so we know that Kyle eats 4 cups a day. There are 8 ounces in each cup. All right, so I'm going to do 4 times 8, which gives me 32 ounces. There are 16 ounces in a pound, so I want to know how many pounds this is. So I have to do 32 divided by 16. Let's pull out my handy dandy calculator. 32 divided by 16 is 2. 2. So each day, Kyle is going to eat 2 pounds of food. Wow. Kyle, you eat a lot of food, man. All right, so we want to know 28-pound bag. So we're going to do 28 pounds divided by the 2 pounds he eats a day, because he's a little piglet. So we're going to do 28 divided by 2. 28 divided by 2. That gives us 14 days. So Miss Tinker has enough food to feed Kyle for 14 days. Uh-oh. Kyle, come here. Kyle, come here. Oh, he doesn't want to come. Come here, Kyle. Kyle, you're going to need to go on a diet. Hey, you need to go on a diet. You take too much food. You need a diet. Can we take you down to three cups a day? Maybe? What do you think? Hey, look up here. There's Kyle. Here he is. Hi. So I'm a little piggy. I like to eat lots of food. All right, kiddos. That is it. I hope you enjoyed Kyle and our problems. And I hope you learned a little bit and saw where you made your mistakes. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.